In our last video lecture we have discussed till start and end direction. Now we will be starting with our start and radius. So how to define this, that will look in our video session. So you will be defining the start point, you will be defining the end point, and you will be defining the direction through your mouse cursor. And you can notice one thing, that when you are defining the direction, the tangency is maintained, and you can stretch this inside or away. Let us say I am fixing this as my direction, and once you click it, this arc will be fixed through that tangency point. Likewise, you can create the resultant arc which you are requiring. Next we will see the start and end radius. So start point I am defining, end point I am defining, and we will be defining the radius, that is, let us say 50. So you can see you have to specify the correct radius which is valid in between that. If I am defining 125, you can see the arc is formed, and once you select this, you can see 125, and before one which is nearly 100, and this one is something random. So what you can do is you can specify the required radius, or dynamically you can control by using this tangency point also, just like the direction. And here, if at all you have the input radius, you can specify it, and accordingly that will be controlled. And you can see the center point is here. Next we will look into the center, start and end. You are defining the center point, you are defining the start point, then you are defining the end point. So this method, if you go inside, you will find one thing, that when you define the center point and start point, that is nothing but your radius, and that will be maintained throughout the end point, that is nothing but your radius. Next is center, start and angle. You are defining the center point, you are defining the start point, and you are defining the angular patch. So let us say I am defining the angular patch 155. Then with respect to this start point and center point, you can see this patch is nothing but 155. That you can check here as well. This is 155. So in this way, different arc options you can execute, and you can create the required set of objects. Start, length and the center point. So center point you are starting with, and then you are maintaining the start and you are maintaining the length. So I am defining my center point here, I am defining my start point, then I am defining the arc chord length. This chord length, let us say I am specifying 100. Now if you see, by joining the start and end point of this arc, and we measure the length, that will be nothing but, that will be 100. So in this way, different arc command you can execute, and you can create the required setup operations, and you can form the arc. And continue is basically the continuing with the last arc command run, and once you go to the continue again, you can continue from the last end point of the arc.